Okay, everybody. Thank you. Okay, everybody, let's welcome Crushers GC to LIV Golf UK by JCB. We are joined today by Paul Casey, Anirban Lahiri, our captain, Bryson DeChambeau, and John Catlin. Welcome, everybody. Paul, I'm going to start with you. Welcome home to the UK. We have nearly sold-out crowds this weekend. So what does that say to you about the appetite in the UK for the LIV Golf product?
There's a huge appetite, as you know. Golf in the UK is massive, one of the biggest golf markets in the world. Yeah, home game for me, which I'm very excited about. Lots of friends and family coming up. Even friends from up north coming down. So it's, I think we're going to have massive, lot of energy this week. Yeah, I mean, the golf crowd in the UK is starved for golf, plain and simple. When I started playing, there was, 6, 7 professional events on various tours in the UK, and now there's a lot fewer than that. So I'm expecting high energy, and they're going to have a wonderful time here at LIV UK.
Have you guys had the opportunity to play the course yet? And if so, what are your first impressions? I'll start with you, Bon.
I think it's quite a challenging track. I think the setup is going to be interesting. Obviously, the weather is going to play a big part of how the week plays out. So far, the forecast is nice, at least for me. Anything above 15 degrees is nice for me. But yeah, it's going to be tough. It's one of those tracks where you just have to keep it in the short grass, which is easier said than done. But yeah, if you do, you can still make birdies. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I think all of us have different ideas in our head of what might be the winning score, what might not. But it's definitely going to be interesting.
Bryson?
Yeah, I think that the wedge aspect of this golf course is hugely important for me. Guy that hits it a little bit further than most. Just being able to have your wedges dialed in and hitting some fairways is huge. Missing the fairways, there's still opportunities where you can't get to the green. So it's a challenging test, and one that I don't think many people have seen besides Sam. I mean, he lives pretty close to, he plays a lot. So it's going to be a good challenge for all of us, and excited to see how the week plays out.
Bryson, holes 2 and 12 are potentially drivable par 4s. What is your plan, and are you going to give the people what they want?
12's an interesting one. It depends on the wind, but 2, I feel like it's a good play to knock it up there and give it a run for its money. So I'll definitely be giving the fans what they want at some points, but it just really depends on the conditions. And hopefully, if the conditions permit, I'll be going for them.
John, you've had an incredible run this season. You just finished T16 at the Open. What do you attribute your solid play to, and has the team been supporting you on this journey?
Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy run. It's been nice to be able to see the hard work I've been putting in kind of paying off. These guys have been awesome. They've made this transition to LIV really easy. Been very supportive, and hopefully I can keep it going. Hopefully I can keep playing well and see what the future holds.
Great. Let's see, Bon. This is the first time that we have seen you since the heartbreaking playoff loss in Spain. Just wondering if you've had a moment to kind of reflect on that week and that playoff and what your key takeaways are.
I've had lots of moments. No, it's been good for me to disconnect with my family. I was in Spain all of last week. We did a holiday which we had planned a while ago. So that was really nice. Gave me some time to kind of step away. The first 3-4 days, obviously, your brain goes back, keeps wanting to go back. But I think I've got to that point where I'm back in the present, which is where I want to be. And I've taken a lot of positives out of what happened, and I just want to, kind of build that momentum going forward. And I know what not to do, and I think that's a big part of the learning.
So there's only 3 events left in the regular season. The Crushers are still leading from the team standings. How would you summarize the year so far, and how important are these next 3 events, Bryson?
I feel like we played well all year. We had a little bit of a lull in the middle of the season, and we've started to pick it back up, and I feel like our games are all peaking and trending, moving at the right pace and getting ready for that team championship in Dallas. That's what we're all excited for, and clearly we all want to win individual titles, and we all want to do our best every single week, but our sights are definitely set in the team championship and doing the best we can for the team, and I'm certainly excited. These guys are all behind it, and it's cool when you got a team that all sees the vision.
Last question from me, Bryson. Is there any update for everyone on Charles Howell?
Yeah, I think Paul talked to him last week, right? and gave us a bit of an update. He's hitting golf balls, and he's mending. He's in the right direction. We don't want him to come back too early to hurt anything, and want to make sure he's fully ready to go, so that when he does come back, he's comfortable and has the support from everybody that he needs. You know, if he comes out Greenbrier and whatnot and doesn't feel comfortable, I'm more than willing to say, dude, take your time. Like, you need to be healthy. It's important. This is, I think, one of his first injuries of his career, so it's a little scary for him. But he wants to come back, and I said, no, we've all had our injuries, our fair share of injuries, and you got to do this right. Yeah, we want him to be feeling 100%. So as long as he needs, it's okay. But he's mending in the right direction.
You've got a great sub in the meantime.
Unbelievable.
Okay, kick it over to Mike.
So, Paul, we got the Olympics next week. Obviously, you were part of that playoff 3 years ago. What was that Olympic experience like?
I mean, let's focus on the hard bit of the playoff. I mean, to finish at the time tied third and then walk away with the Olympics with nothing is pretty sobering. But it gave me an understanding of what it's like for Olympic athletes to sort of have something that you work so hard for, you know, in that case 4 years, and then, you know, sometimes your Olympic experience is quite humbling. You know, in our sport, obviously very different. We play almost week in, week out. On the bright side, I mean, I've never been a part of anything quite like that. You know, to represent your country at any level, and I've done it from an amateur level all the way through to professional. The Olympics ranks right up there as one of the greatest things I've ever done. Taking the results out of that. And that was a muted experience because it was Japan and it was COVID and we couldn't stay longer than our event lasted, and certainly you couldn't mingle the way you wanted to. Still, it was unbelievable. And, you know, Tommy was everything you could ever want for in terms of another teammate. I know we don't play as a team, but as another sort of, as my fellow Brit there on site. And he and Matt this year, I think they're going to be absolutely fantastic for Team GB. So part of me is actually very, very jealous because it really was something amazing. And I think Tommy and Matt have got a great chance of winning a medal. So I wish them all the best, and I would certainly be watching.
Bon, you've been in both of them before. What do you recall? What your highlights there?
Well, the sentiment is exactly as Paul describes it. The only thing I would add to it is, at least in Rio, the environment was a little different, pre-COVID, I guess. And just being out there was, it made you feel really small, not just like in terms of, when you look around and you see the athletes that are there, you see all the different sports persons, you see the track and field guys, you see, the various events, and you look at them and go, my God, how hard do these guys work? And the energy is different. When you come out, you go for breakfast, you see someone's training, someone's about to go for their event, someone's coming back from an event, and you can tell immediately how close they are to competition, because you can almost feel the vibration coming from them. Like they're so intensely focused. And then you look 10 meters away and somebody's laughing and giggling because their event got over yesterday and he medaled. I mean, it's so palpable. The energy, you can taste it literally, and it's a very special thing. You don't get to experience that many times in your life. I was lucky to have experienced it twice. So just to add to it, obviously, playing for your country is the greatest honor, at least for me. And for most of us. And, you kind of have those dreams about hearing your national anthem, standing on the podium. So, all of those who have the opportunity this year, Shubhankar and Gaganjeet from India, I wish them the best. I've played a lot of golf with them, good friends of mine, and it would make a huge difference to how the sport is perceived back home. So, yeah, again, I'm watching and hoping, and, hopefully we can get a medal.
So, Bryson, the other sports, swimming, track and field, they have trials to determine their teams. Can you foresee a future in golf where there might be an Olympic tournament to determine, say, who represents the U.S. team?
Yeah, potentially. I don't know the ins and outs of that, but from my perspective, like I had a chance in 2021 Tokyo Olympics, and didn't get to go because of COVID, unfortunately, and I got it literally the week before, which was unfortunate. So, I still got all the stuff, which was really cool, but not going there gives me a sad feeling not being there for 2021, and then come this year, it's a little different, and obviously the whole situation with LIV and PGA kind of makes things different. So I could foresee something like that happening, there being a tournament, but as it stands right now, I'm excited to watch. I can't wait to watch, especially ping pong. I'm a big ping pong fan. I love watching ping pong, so that'll be up. Table tennis, I'm sorry, but again, I love watching it. It's one of my favorite sports to watch in my off time.
I would also add, Mike, just to avoid a Joost situation with the Dutch Golf Federation, because I feel for Joost. I mean, that's...
John, last question. The International Series just announced their last 2 events. You're currently the points leader, but there's still 7 tournaments left in the season. What going forward, especially, what do you think of your chances? Certainly, there's 6 tournaments in the last 8 weeks, I think, in the schedule.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, especially seeing one of the international series that was finalized is on a course I've won on before. I won the Thailand Open there in 2019. So that was really cool to see that. And then the other one's in my hometown of Hua Hin. So both of the events are definitely something I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I think I have a great chance of winning that. I think that's high on my priorities. I want to be out here after seeing it. I think it's awesome. And I'm going to give it everything I got.
Aren't you from Sacramento?
Yeah. Born and raised in Sacramento, but I lived in Thailand for 5 years.
All right, thanks.
Over here.
Yeah. Hi, Bryson. Can you just talk me through the next stages for the Crushers to enhance the fan experience, the supporter experience, please?
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about the future of the Crushers and the fan experience attached to that, we've got a great new GM that's helping us build our platform and give fans a new opportunity to engage with the Crushers, albeit we're developing and working with the Dallas site for the team championship, defending champions. We're able to kind of do something pretty special for the Dallas event. So we're working hard on giving fans a really unique experience that week, an awesome opportunity to engage with us and give us the lust that we've been trying to give them, if that makes sense. We're trying to do as much as we possibly can that week to showcase what it means to be a Crusher. We're going to be giving back a good amount the week before in Chicago. I think we're going to be doing something fun for some charities and whatnot. And then come Dallas event, we're going to be doing a lot for sponsors and potential sponsors and the fans in Dallas. So that's just a start. Our mission over the next few years is going to grow and develop in accordance with the team's vision and everybody's vision, what we all have for the future and what we're trying to see for the game of golf, how we're able to expand the game of golf globally. We've got some really interesting things going on in the Philippines. We're trying to work on something in India, working on something in Dallas, and we want a couple other sites to be able to grow the game from the grassroots. That's something that we're incredibly, I believe, interested in. We're all focused on and have that vision to accomplish something that hasn't been done in the game yet.
Hi, Bryson. You seemingly can't move on the internet without seeing yourself and Donald Trump teeing it up. Could you give us, you went on the way to 10 million views, I think. Can you give us a bit of context as to how that came about and how challenging it was to put together in the wake of in the midst, I should say, of the presidential election?
Well, look, first off, it's an honor to play with anybody of that type of influence, no matter who it is, on any political side. It's, again, this whole content piece, right, is a content creation piece, was about delivering some unique, different content on YouTube. And we wanted to showcase the golf abilities of any influential person, and he was definitely up on a list that I wanted to showcase. And we were able to call out and ask him to play, and he said, yeah, absolutely. We asked the other side as well, and anyone that wants to play, they're more than willing to do something for charity. I wanted to make it about charity and the Wounded Warriors Foundation. I've done a lot for them in the past, and it was fantastic to see that he was willing to support it as well. And as well as anybody that wants to support their charity, I'm more than willing to do a fundraiser for them and drive a lot of traction to those charities, whichever they are. So that was a mainstay of mine, and I wanted to create some cool content. He's obviously a figure that can pull a lot of views, and we thought it'd be great to showcase his golfing ability. And he's a pretty good golfer, so it was a lot of fun to do, and it took a little bit, but we got it approved, and it was fun to shoot. It happened in 3 days, and I think we did it on July 6th on Saturday. So it was a few weeks before all the stuff went down, and yeah, it was a great time, and we had a blast. And again, I look forward to doing a lot more of those with other influential people.
I know you've extended the invitation to the other side. Obviously, it's changed a little bit over there. Have you asked Kamala yet whether she fancies it?
Yeah. Whether it's Obama or anyone else on that side, I'm more than willing to play with them. I have no issues whatsoever. I think that's the thing about golf, is that the more we can utilize golf to bring everyone together in a cool way, I think that's the vision of the game, of the global game of golf. And it's important for me. Inspiring a younger generation is huge for me, and that's why I think this YouTube space is so cool, because it really shows people's true side. And I think that's what I'm trying to accomplish, and it's definitely helped me on that regard, and I can't wait to hopefully do it with others.
Hi, Bryson. Just over here.
There you are. Sorry.
Just looking at last week, obviously, a great win for Xander. He's won 2 of the last 3 majors. Just your thoughts on that?
Playing with him, playing junior golf with him, playing collegiate golf with him, he's always been a superstar. I've looked at him and been like, man, if I could beat him, that's really good. He's going to be great for a long time. And seeing his career develop and become better over the course of time has been awesome. And for him to win 2 this year, it's a groundbreaking year for him. I certainly can't wait to compete against him in the majors moving forward. And he's going to be a great competitor, but it just inspires us all to work a little bit harder, because getting 2 in a year is not easy, and him doing it just shows us we can do it.
And there was a lot of talk about Tiger last week. I think it was Mont who suggested, he should maybe retire. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, and how important he is to the game of golf.
He's probably the most influential figure in the game of golf. He is the most influential figure in the game of golf right now, and I think he deserves to play in the majors. He's done more than enough for this great game, and he continues to give back by playing in these tournaments and trying to win. He wants to win. He's a competitor, and I think that's admirable for him to be able to do that. And, I think he can do it still. He's going to have a tough road to beat us youngsters, but he's got that grit and fire in him that he's not going to stop until he gets it done. So I wouldn't put it past him.
Just do Michael and then Joy.
Hey, Bryson, another question about your video, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Was there any hesitation, considering how popular you are just now and your star being as high as it is, was there any hesitation at all about aligning with a politician, regardless of if it's Trump or Biden or whoever, considering that politicians are generally divisive figures?
Yeah, politicians are divisive figures for sure, and I respect and understand that. And I think showing the content side of it, creating content, was the most important thing that we were trying to accomplish there, and raising a lot of money for charity. Those 2 things combined, that's where we were focused on. That's what we were mainly focused on, trying to take the politics all out of it and just go, let's create some amazing, fun content for people to see, some cool, fun, entertaining shots.
And a quick follow-up. Have you got the taste for it now? I mean, somewhere years and years down the line, could we see Bryson for America, President DeChambeau? Is that unlikely? You never know, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, DJT obviously said he would never do it, and he's obviously doing it now. So you never know the positions of things, and they may change down the road. But for me, it's probably not. I don't think so. I'm going to golf and play golf for the rest of my life.
I'm going to need somebody to put together a compilation video of the reactions from your teammates when that question was asked, because that was priceless.
Just thinking about it gives us chills.
Yeah, no, I'll just stick to my golf lane.
He's struggling to run a team right now, let alone anything else.
Are you kidding me? We're number 1. What are you talking about, Paul? I love you guys.
I couldn't even get me to wear the right shirt today, could you?
Well, that's not my fault. That's Connor's fault. So there we go. Where's Connor? There we go. Somewhere. There you go.
Connor for vice president. Vice president right there.
That is president.
Joy, you got a follow-up to that?
Yeah, I've got a question for each one of you. I'll start with John. John, this is an incredible opportunity, you told me, to get to play LIV Golf. I know you're very high up there in the international series, but just talk about this opportunity and are you confident that you can do it through LIV Golf itself and not depend on international series?
Yeah, I mean, this opportunity has been amazing. And, I want to thank Bryson, for giving me this opportunity. And, I know when I teed up in Houston, on that first tee shot, I was shaking. But it's because I care. It's because I wanted to be there. And, I'd worked really, really hard to have that opportunity. And, yeah, I think I can definitely take advantage of it. I firmly believe in what I do and what I can bring, and you never know what can happen on any given Sunday afternoon. I think I've proven that I can play against the best in the world, and all I'm asking for is more chances to do it.
You got to thank Charles for that too.
True. Thanks, Charles.
Bryson, when we were talking day before yesterday, you said something that stuck with me. You said that, 3 majors you played so well, and even though you missed the cut at the Open, you said that I learned the most out of that tournament, that week. Can you just tell us what you learned and what are you going to bring over here this week?
I'm going to try and keep this as quick as possible, but for me, I learned a lot more than I had in the other 3 majors. Playing more of American-style golf, even at Augusta, I've played there enough, and I know how to play those types of golf courses for the most part. Always can get better in small areas, but the Open Championship has always been kind of a different one for me. I have played well in sunny, dry, normal conditions there, but when it gets really wet and windy and nasty, I've always struggled. And last week just felt like I broke the seal a bit in that second round. Even though I didn't play that great, I felt like I could control the golf ball for the first time in those types of conditions. And that was a huge moment for me to go, okay, I think I can do this if I just work a little bit harder leading into this tournament in these conditions. And so I think prep work next year is going to be a big thing for me going into the Open. And if I can focus on figuring out how to get the wind down and making sure that if it's a right to left wind, not hitting a draw on a 30-mile-an-hour right to left wind, it's going to go 70 yards left. Just working on controlling shots, flighting shots, wedge shots, and working in windy conditions on putting greens. I feel like I'm going to give myself a decent chance. Now, you always have to have kind of luck on your side in certain conditions, but playing really steady golf like Xander did showed that doesn't matter. You can win with just a consistent good game, and he obviously conquered that challenge, and one that I'm looking forward to next year.
By the way, that was such a dumbed-down answer, because the one you gave us yesterday was about 15 minutes long and involved spin axis and geometry of golf balls and dimple contact. And
you can see where the tension sometimes come from in this team, but it's a good tension, though.
But in the aftermath of Valderrama, you said that it was very important for you to have that time off with the family. How much did it matter to you that somebody, Avian and Tissia, they really did not care what you do? And also talk about the team aspect, the love that you got from the team. How important was that to get over it?
Yeah, I think it goes back to, the people who really know you and believe in you. Whether it's my core team or, my team here, the Crushers, not just the guys up here, but the guys behind the scenes, our GM, Connor, Ryan, everybody else who's involved. I'll go back to the first part of your question. Obviously, my children, they take me back to life. What I do on the golf course is a part of what I do in life. It doesn't, that's not all of who I am. It's a part of who I am. And when you have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old running circles around you, golf is not very stressful. This week, golf is the easy part, It's so much fun. It takes you back to why you do what you do. So that was nice to just step away, have that time to just breathe and look back and just analyze without emotion. Obviously, the emotion stays with you. And then the support, well, it's been amazing. Even when I finished up, I came and I spoke to Bryson immediately. I spoke to Paul. After their playoffs were done, we went back for the second hole. We finished. And I still remember Paul saying, Ban, we're here. We're not going anywhere. They didn't need to be there. They didn't have, the team doesn't have to go up on the podium. But they all just, every single one of them just waited. We're just going to be here. If you want something, great. If you don't want something, doesn't matter. We're just here. And I think that's what makes such a big difference. You don't always need an inspirational, lecture or anything. Sometimes you just need someone to just be there and not say anything. And so my team's been there for me in every which way. And I'm very grateful, very thankful. But I also feel very happy and proud to be a part of this culture, this environment that we have all built together, which is why Paul said something earlier in the year that we have something that the others don't. That's exactly what it is. You can't name it. You can't define it, but it's there. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. And I think all of us, not just here, the support staff, the families, we are all a part of it. And that's why we care so much about what we do as Crushers. And, we're going to keep doing that.
My final question to Paul. Paul, just looking at the stats, I mean, overall, I think you have played the best in the first 9 tournaments that all of the teams in LIV Golf. Why do you think that one final step is missing? I mean, where do you need to improve?
Sometimes consistency doesn't necessarily lead to victories. It's like I would dearly love, and this is a compliment to Bryson, I'd love to be ahead of Bryson come the end of the regular season. It's just a little goal I have, because if I know I'm challenging a guy like that, then I'm putting myself in opportunities week in, week out. But I need sometimes, as I say, the consistency doesn't lead to, standing on the podium. So what's the difference? I mean, it could be something as simple as, you take the odd, one more shot at the flag. It's the odd, evaluate the risk and you take that chance. It could be something as simple as that. Sometimes weeks just pan out differently. So I don't think there's a lot that needs to be changed, to be honest. It's just a tweak. Sometimes it's a favorable golf course. Hong Kong for me was a golf course I just felt very, very comfortable with. So nothing's going to change here. Johnny and I are going to keep doing the same things we've been doing. There's a couple of roles here. One is to, obviously for myself, to stand on podiums, and I've not stood on the top step yet, but the other is to deliver for these guys. I take huge pride in making sure my score counts every single round, not just, once or twice a week, but 3 days. I want it right there. There's a reason Bryson put me on this team. It's because I've played consistent world-class golf for a long, long time, and that's what I intend to do for a lot longer. I'll get there. Don't have an answer, sorry.
Last one before I let you go. I just want to know how you guys view each of your roles on this team. Like, how would you define...
Button pusher. That's
You're
what
the
I got
button
labeled
pusher?
as. Yeah, button pusher.
Bond's
Okay.
the babysitter.
I make peace. Make peace.
Charles is the yes man. Absolutely.
And you?
Me,
Actually, I want to hear the
what am
guys
I?
answer it.
I want to say back to Barnes' answer earlier about there's a look. So when I've played this longer than these guys, there's a look that you get with certain team things that hasn't, obviously golf being so individual. If an athlete plays, I've heard this from other athletes, if it's rugby players or football players, if they've been in sort of battle together, it can be years down the line, decade down the line, and they'll just have a look between each other. And that happens in golf occasionally. Tommy and I have obviously got that connection from the Olympics. I've got connections with guys like Luke through amateur days. And Ryder Cups would be the same. And there's now a look. It's like we don't need to do anything. It's just a look. We've been through, a decent amount in the last couple of years together. John's now understanding what that look is. He's now sort of part of this group, even though it's only been a few events. And that's a really cool thing. So that's when I say we've got something, the other guys, they don't necessarily know what it is. I can't describe it to anybody other than we can just look at each other, and it's just a look, and it's that which says a lot of things. It's that comfort. I've got your back. You're my mate.
I'll give you a great example in Hong Kong real quickly.
Yeah.
I don't mean to go in front of you.
No,
but
that's fine.
In Hong Kong, when Paul and I were playing the last round, we were battling it out, and we came down that 16th hole, knowing that we both needed a birdie to do something. And he hit it in the back bunker, and I was in the fairway going, like, gosh, dang it. Like, personally, I'm still competing against him for the individual side of it, and I was still like, man, I can't believe that happened. Still wanting the best for him.
And you can't say anything because you can't.
No
advice. So
just no advice. It's nothing. But you're just like, oh my gosh. And so I hit it up there. I hit it up there to 20 feet, and then I'm back there watching him hit this bunker shot, and I see him hit this perfect bunker shot, bounces perfectly on the green. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna go in. This is to tie the lead. And it goes in, and I give him like the biggest high five, and my hand was hurting like crazy after. And it's just one of those things that, like, as much as I wanted to win individually, we know what it meant for the team, for the individual, and whatnot. And I think that's what's so different about LIV in general, is that we're able to have that type of bond and relationship difference for outside of any other league. This is just where it's at. This is why it matters so much to us, is because we see how impactful it can be for all of us together as a team. I missed my putt, and I was disappointed, but at the same point in time, I was so ecstatic for him to be in a playoff and have him have a chance to win. Like, that's what it's about, and that's what we have. That's this glue that keeps us together. It's that emotional, empathetic bonding and understanding of where we're at.
Love that.
Nice way to avoid your question, no?
I know. I was actually going to say that was beautiful and all, but so who's Bryson on the team?
I guess so.
I guess
you can say it. No, I don't want to speak for myself about who I think I am. That's not fair. I want other people to say it. I'm fine with that.
It's safer if Barn answers this.
See, this is my. You asked my role on the team. This is my role on the team. I take all the hits. I take all the the gigs.
So what is he?
The gigs that they don't want to take. No, I mean, I guess he's an enigma, honestly. Even to us,
that's a great point.
we don't. Even he doesn't truly understand who he is yet. He's getting there. He's closer there than he was maybe 2 years ago. That's for damn sure. But I think he's obviously very, very passionate about what he does. Sometimes so much so that he's so involved in it that our job is to, hey, Bryson, come back here, come back to earth. This is where we are. This is what we. Yeah, I know. But this, look, I'm like, hang on, calm down. So and it's a good thing. That's why he goes berserk and makes 12 birdies, 13 birdies in a round. That's his biggest strength. Sometimes it can be something that holds him back, but he's learned to harness that. I think for us, all our roles are to just do what we do best. Paul, like he just professed, him and Charles are the backbone because they're the most consistent players in the league, I would say. In terms of ball striking ability, I think I still marvel when I play with them as to how well they actually play this game. For me, I like to think, again, I wouldn't want to speak for myself, but I feel like I'm a versatile player. I can play different conditions, different grasses, different weather, so it adds that element of balance to the team. Bryson's obviously, he's the bomb. He's the explosion that can go off any point of time. And we've seen
hopefully in a good way.
Now you make what you want of that statement, but it's true in every which way. Yeah. So no, I think it's good chemistry. I think between the four of us and now John has fit in quite nicely, and I think he's comfortable now, and that's a good thing for us.
And watching him play in Nashville just sees I just saw how great his game is, and I've known how great he's of a player he is even from junior golf days. We played a lot of junior golf together. Played in California State Amateur in 2013, I believe. That's how long it goes back to, and it's for us that's a long time. Sorry, guys.
Did I do okay, Paul? Did I miss anything?
Sorry. But my point being is, like, he's starting to experience what this team aspect's all about, and even though we're not having dinner every single night, we have dinner when it matters most and when it means the most, and we go back to our families, we go back to our own things, and I think that's what makes our team so unique, is that we're individuals playing on an amazing team.
I love it. Thank you guys so much. Good luck this week. Maybe we'll see some of you on the podium.
That's right.
Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.